Welcome back. If you walk or bike on a trail and a gas-powered dirt bike flies by you at 40 miles per hour, you'd probably know it shouldn't be there. But what if that blur is propelled by an electric motor? It's a growing problem on local trails, and Kent Erdahl is here to explain why.
If you plan to make tracks on a Minnesota trail this spring, know that e-bikes are everywhere, and most aren't going anywhere.
I've been arguing for these things for a very long time. They're a lot of fun. I'm in my 50s now. I get to ride with younger people still. These things are fantastic. It would not go if you don't pedal.
But Jason Tufte, president of Minnesota Off-Road Cyclists, which maintains 17 trails across the Twin Cities metro, also has to admit some not quite e-bikes are ruining the fun.
The performance difference is what is the real problem. You know, this is only 250 watts. The law will allow up to 750 watts, and most of these e-motos are probably over 1,000.
E-motos aren't easily defined, but they are beyond all three classes of e-bikes the state allows on its trails.
So the bikes we're talking about don't have pedals. They're more like a dirt bike that doesn't have pedals. They have foot pegs.
Kyle Sabota is Shakopee's senior city planner and a high school mountain bike coach that pushed for these signs banning the bikes on city trails.
It's an issue that a lot of trails are seeing.
But trying to police that issue has also spurred confusion around e-bikes themselves.
The throttle is right here and operates pretty much the same as a gas pedal or a motorcycle throttle.
Tyler Walters works at Pedigo Electric Bikes in Eden Prairie.
Everything that we sell off our floor is a Class 2 bike legally.
Class 2 e-bikes, which do have a throttle but also have pedals, are limited to speeds of 20 miles per hour. And Minnesota allows them on state trails along with similar Class 3 bikes, which can max out at 28 miles per hour.
We have some of our models that we can reprogram to be a Class 3, but it's not something we do often. You know, 20 miles per hour feels a lot faster when you're on a bike than in a car.
Class 1 is what I have here today.
And what is Class 1?
Class 1 is pedal assist only, so there's no throttle on this bike.
While some locally run mountain bike trails only allow Class 1 bikes, most, including Shakopee, are only closed to their higher-powered cousins.
If you're going 40 or 50 miles an hour and somebody's just pedaling along at 10, that's a really fast rate of closure and somebody's going to get hurt. That's our biggest concern.
And since most e-motos are also illegal on the street and being driven by teens, the concern doesn't stop at the trail.
If I had somewhere to tell a kid on a e-moto he could go ride in the metro, it would really probably solve some of our issues. I don't foresee that happening right away, but that could be a goal.
New today, the 2027 NFL Draft will be held in our nation's capital. President Donald Trump just announced that Washington, D.C. will be the host city in 2 years. Trump has made history as the first sitting president to attend a Super Bowl in February. Last week, he welcomed the champion, Philadelphia Eagles, to the White House. Congratulations are in order today for Minnesota's Teacher of the Year. The honor goes to Linda Wallenberg. She's an English teacher at Eden Prairie High School, affectionately known as Wally, to generations of her students.
The 2025 Minnesota Teacher of the Year, Linda Wallenberg.
Wally is in her 49th year of teaching. She says she's proud to guide students as they prepare to take on the world.
Those teachers who believed in me, I'm here because a teacher believed in me, and another, and another. And I think someone said in one of our sessions, it's a relay, it's a ripple effect.
Wally says her proudest achievement is inspiring students to become teachers themselves. In fact, 3 of her students were finalists for Minnesota Teacher of the Year award in the last 5 years. It's quite a legacy there. Well, there's now 364 days until the next Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. But Sammy Salino takes us into a school where students are inspired by the franchise all year round.
Bus A! Bus A!
A long time ago, in a school not so far, far away.
That was a good trick.
Students have plenty of options for their after-school program.
Check.
Chess.
It's just like using your brain.
Art.
Are you satisfied and happy with your drawing?
Or
Next, ask if your fighters are ready.
Training to fight the Sith Lord.
Good versus bad with swords that can cut you in half.
Randolph Heights Elementary School offers lightsaber fencing through community education after school classes.
I get to hang out with my friends. Personally, Star Wars is I really like Star Wars.
I wanted to join it because it was the best out of everything else.
Yes.
You two are gonna fight and I'm gonna ref over here.
Coach Walker,
Okay.
no relation to Skywalker, knows how it looks.
At first glance, it does seem like just a, beat 'em up sport.
But he says there's more to it.
One of the biggest things that we learn in this class is that self-restraint. Because you can't just go in there and, you know, you need to know when to wait. You need to know when to strike.
Ready.
Braden Walker says his class is kind of like the movies themselves. Chaos on the surface,
All right.
with some deeper lessons.
It doesn't come down to Luke beating Vader with a lightsaber. And I think so much of Star Wars is about connection and about connecting to others. And I think that's why it's lasted so long.
Don't forget to tuck in mask.
Lessons they will take with them, not just force.
May the Force be with you.
Sammy Solina, KARE 11 News.
Well, stick with us. More news and weather's coming up after the break.